It's just a really fun game. Like, everybody else gets together, and when everybody else gets together, you have a great time. Like, it's not about like being like a competition, but more of like there's more to that, like a friendship or a bond or something like that. Like, it makes me happy and it makes me laugh, and I love it. I like playing with other people.
The kids, they like it, right? They like it, but it brings out all the fun of everything. It benefits every sport on the fields, and you guys can throw it a long ways, right? And make it curl to somebody running into it. Here, you have to be more. You have to use a lot of its skill to make everybody get to it. And I think this indoors would really help the kids too more if they could come here and do that, right?
Chris, take it off. Take it off. Did you get that?
I think that's Cece.
Cece?
She was on my team too.
Oh, cool.
Her?
Yeah. And that's Ava. And then Marie. I'm often amazed by the places that a disc can get you. It brings us to places like this. To have the kids again welcoming us to communities like this, making us feel like we're home, is pretty special. Yeah. I mean, we see it here. The kids, hi Latish, hi Bella. They're loving it. You know, they wear their jerseys. They're proud of their culture on their jerseys. And yeah, they know they're carrying the torch for the next generation, even though they're this young.
I took it because I thought it was pretty.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It is.
Can we use it?
Yeah, of course. Latish,
It's time to go.
champion. How are you? Nice to see you. Awesome.
I want to run around. I got Jimmy. No, I'll just run over there. You guys ready? Ooh. Shucks! That wasn't a good throw.
Get on it, Carson.
Oh yeah, that was like butter. Oh, I had a push clear.
I look around and I was like, I want to give each one of you a spirit bracelet because it is so exciting to see so many faces out, stoked on Ultimate, first practice of the season, and a ton of growth from last year. So I'm pretty excited about the season.
And the way the disc was moved today, it's just like unbelievable to me to see the amount of improvement that you've had from last year to this year. I can see Lilwat becoming an ultimate team.
How was it for you seeing some of like the Ultimate kids
Doing their thing, yeah. Having that experience with Lahal was a lot of parallels there for me, yeah. We try and be welcoming for Ultimate, and then the exchange is that they wanted to show us their traditional game, And so it was really special to see the participants that we play ultimate with to be just showing their skill levels and their traditions within an entirely different game. And you saw the pride on their faces. You saw them thinking through the game, how much pride they took in singing the songs and playing the game, and being able to see them doing something entirely different. That to me is like the building of a community. That's like we're being welcome to come to that event, and they're sharing that, they're making us feel inclusive in that environment, right?
So today we had a few dozen students from the Wasanich Leadership Secondary School come out to UVic. And we had some of our UVic Vikes Ultimate players from the Open and the women's team give them a little tour around campus. Yeah, I think that it was super interesting to see how everybody was pretty nervous in the beginning. The Vikes, myself, all of the adults, everybody was just kind of felt a little bit on edge. And of course, all of these students are here. It's a big step for them as well. As soon as Claire tossed some Frisbees out onto the field where the Vikes practice, immediately some of the students went and picked them up, and then naturally just kind of fell into groups, throwing the discs around and chatting. And it was interesting to see from there how everybody kind of had more of an ease about them, and that totally transferred into our little stroll around campus. Our Vikes tour guides gave the students just a little tour around campus of some of the main spots and buildings that they like to hang out in, and also tried to visit some of the spots that the students might have particular interest in. And then we were super lucky. We got to check out the First People's House, and we all shared a quick meal together before the students headed back to high school for the rest of their Friday.
Is there any part of today that like really stuck out to you?
I feel like starting with that common factor that we all have of Ultimate Frisbee made it easier to just naturally flow into conversations and share our interests through the tour as well. The biggest outcome that could come out of this, to see students who have connected with Vikes Ultimate players through Ultimate Spirit, it would be really inspiring to know that a student who had done an Ultimate Spirit program was able to find a specific connection through that and make their university life a little bit easier.
What was your favorite part about like giving the tour?
I liked it when the kids, like, they had questions and like felt engaged. They seemed very into like the big lecture hall, kind of asking, like, I think for them imagining like that full lecture hall full of students was like a little bit crazy, so it's kind of fun seeing them interested and curious about that. I also just like the start when we were just throwing, getting to know the kids and just like, yeah, connecting with them one-on-one was nice as well.
Is there anything that like you learned today that like you weren't expecting to learn?
I actually hadn't been in the First People's House before, so that was really neat. It was like, I got a little tour myself too. And just to learn like that our campus kind of has that space for Indigenous students to come and just like have a safe space to go to. I kind of like the words that were shared around that.
A lot of them are like with Ultimate Spirit and like the potential that they might come into school here and be a part of the team. What do you think about that?
That's just like a very happy thought for me. I think it would just be like so wonderful to have like some of the youth who've gone through this program with Jimmy and like gotten the experience to play Ultimate. I think the potential of having them come and maybe like be on the Vikes team or like express some interest in that would be really neat. Yeah, I'd love to see that.
I think I'd like to play Frisbee even after I graduate, for sure.
Yeah, very cool.
It's one of my favorite sports in life.
I just thought it was a really nice way to spend time with some new kids and help show them around our campus, and using Frisbee as a way to do that was really good.
Yeah. Awesome.
I brought some Frisbees to police camp over spring break.
And what was that like, being more of the coach rather than the player?
It was a little stressful. Teaching 60 teenagers at 6 o'clock in the morning Frisbee. My favorite throw to learn is definitely the hammer, and I would still like to improve on that.
When I coached in Pakwachin last summer, it was fun teaching and giving like tips to everybody that are new to the game or still learning.
Claire had been at a
like Ultimate Spirit event earlier that fall, and was talking to someone about like, oh, like, are you excited for Halloween? Well, what if we can like join up and then have some sort of Halloween event to give them an experience of that, as well as like having a chance to connect, which is a fun little way of going about it.
Just the happiness and the joy that's in this whole group that we have here. It's wonderful.
Cinnamon buns. Stokea on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stokea!
Many reasons. You like to mingle. Skydive, where 5 people group up, make a little circle. Canoe, and up to 3 or 5 people, depends on how much is here.
Intercept Ultimate is just like regular Ultimate, but if you catch the disc, well, intercept a pass, you get to run to the end zone. But if you get tagged, you have to stop where you are.
Members of UVic come out to join you guys for some sessions.
It's awesome because they're taking their time out of their classes and whatever they have during the day. They're taking their time to come see us play and to come join us.
I decided to draw this because Stokea is a mix of connecting with new people that you've never met with. And I drew a wolf because Stokea means, and Sinchothan means wolf. And I took that meaning because it goes with Stokea. And you can meet different people, step out your comfort zone, and connect.
This is the 3rd year in a row now for bikes, and I don't know, some of you are new to it, but it's really important to build relationships to have that continuity, right?
What happened to that?
It's a loaded question. When you bring people together in a place where the space is safe, magic happens. I think what's significant about it is the 2nd time that we've done it. Last year, Liwat came to Wasanich, and that was the first time that they gathered around Ultimate. Fast forward a year later, we have the 2nd gathering. Basically, as soon as that event was over, Wasanich said, we want to go there. And Liwat said, we want to host them. We're having communities now saying, like, let's have a tournament here, let's host it here. I think it's fair to say that this is a tradition now. So I can see this turning into the first Indigenous Ultimate stream. I definitely dream of doing this again, and I think it will happen. To experience what we did today, to have that space where kids feel like they want to contribute to an entire day in whatever way they want to contribute, to have coaches donate energy and then the youth just step up, fill in spaces, throw their joy at us, run around experiencing spirit and adding to it in ways that I don't, like, quite frankly, I don't think too many ultimate communities get to experience this type of spirit, including this incredible environment that we have here. Yeah, I don't have words. It's a dream come true.
During Lowa, when I first sang with them, that was my first ever lead. Yeah, that was my first ever lead, and I've improved since then, and I've been starting to sing more and more.
For someone who's brand new, I think it's seeing this as its first part of it. It's like, oh, this is a cool event. But to see where it's come from and that this is just still even the start of this program in a way, it's, yeah, to me it's just, I've just been watching a lot this weekend and coaching and helping out, but kind of just paying attention to all the, like, that it doesn't really need fully my help as much. And I love that because that means it's, yeah, and the two communities, yeah, just sharing on their own and making their own relationships is, yeah, I mean, it's beyond us as the kind of coaches and the people who were here originally. And so that part is, yeah, pretty special for me to witness. Yeah, I already see, like, because there's seeing the kids from Lilwat go to the, like, BC championships last year in Surrey and playing against a whole bunch of other schools. And already seeing, like, you know, different little friendships starting. I know there's, like, a few youth here are going back to Ultimate Peace in the US this summer, like, just on their own because they have built friendships already, and they're, like, bringing, and they already bring some different energy back in a way. And I think someone who went there last year from the Lilwat community is, like, they realized how athletic and how good he is, and, like, he got a lot of, like, praise in that way, and his confidence has, like, just shifted here. He's, like, way more, like, personable, and, like, I don't know, there's something that happens from meeting other communities in that way, and, like, through Ultimate, you know, it's quite simple, the concept of it, but that this can allow for, like, just connections to be built differently. So that part's super cool, yeah.
They just broke out their drums and started singing. Anyone on the team, had they been impacted by having that experience?
It was, yeah, we had to hold our tears in because we were very moved by that. It's meaningful to us to hear that. And I like that relationship, and it's like, I think it's special. My teammates having other connections and, like, hearing, oh, I want that jersey because I know that girl, and the whole team believes in it and think it's really important, so we can have positive impact, and, like, the growth of women's sports is important to all of us too. So it's like, I hope one day I'll be playing with them, and that it is important. When I talk with you and I talk with Megan, and they're like, yeah, they wear it and they care and they remember, and I'm like, I'm happy to give you my jerseys, and hopefully it will inspire you to do something that is challenging for you and that is rewarding. I'm looking forward for the next time we're gonna see each other, you know? I feel it changes me through all my experiences with Ultimate Spirit, and like being on the East Coast, I care about sharing what I've learned in BC, and knowing the kids, it makes me want them to have opportunities that I have. If 25 women can do small steps, then it goes a little bit beyond what we just do in Ultimate Spirit. They can trust us and rely on us, and we can build true relationships.
And it's rooted in a framework that is in many Indigenous communities. It's the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, and the physical. Spirit is like, in our game we have spirit of the game, but also a connectedness, connected to something greater than you, something grander than you. It can be the land, could be your team, could be your coaches, could be your teammates, could be your opponents.
One of our participants from Wasanich came here, and I saw his family members, and he was so proud to show them the disc that Romo created. And so you start to see how word of mouth can happen from community to community, from relation to relation. And we're already getting invited to come back to different communities that have heard of us based on their cousins, their uncles, their aunties. It's like our whole purpose is growing at the speed of trust and believing that this will spread in the right way.
I guess, is there anything that you want to say to like people who are watching this video? What to think about Ultimate Spirit?
Yeah, I think it's a regular message that I like to give is we really do have something simple in the game of Ultimate, and its ability to connect people, to create that inclusive environment. And if there's one thing that I would want to bring to the mainstream Ultimate community, like globally, is this advantage that we have, this vehicle that we have in being able to do this, not just here in Canada, but really anywhere in the world. And there's incredible examples of it happening all over the world. But specifically here in Canada, I would hope that the Ultimate community can see what we're doing here and understand that they also could be doing it in their region, in their province, in their city, in their town. It's really not that difficult, and it's not that complicated. Throwing a Frisbee, creating friendships.